Welcome to Mysterium, where we taste the wonder and mystery of all of this. What is this? Raise your hand up to the darkness above you. Pray, despair, wring your hands, kneel, press your forehead into the dust. Cry out, but do not name him, do not look at him. Leave him without name and form. What should form the formless, name the nameless? Step onto the great way and grasp what is nearest. Do not look out, do not want, but lift up your hands. The gifts of darkness are full of riddles. The way is open to whomever can continue in spite of riddles. Submit to the riddles and the thoroughly incomprehensible. There are dizzying bridges over the eternally deep abyss, but follow the riddles. Endure them, the terrible ones. It is still dark, and the terrible goes on growing. Lost and swallowed by the streams of procreating life, we approach the overpowering, inhuman forces that are busily creating what is to come. How much future the depths carry? Are not the threads spun down there over millennia? Protect the riddles, bear them in your heart, warm them, be pregnant with them. Thus you carry the future. The Red Book by Carl Jung, passage on the gift of magic. I've recently realized that I've been led to where I am by following the riddles that have attracted my attention. It all began with a feeling that I just wanted to understand whatever this is. 10 years later, now I'm here. Fear, doubt, uncertainty, and a pinch of annihilation. I feel all of these while on this path that I'm now taking, yet I still want to wade deeper into the darkness, the unknown, to follow the riddles. In those moments where I begin to unexpectedly shudder internally and feel the deep growing contractions festering in my chest that bring my impetus to a screeching halt, I ask myself, what is the alternative? Again, I'm reminded that there is no alternative path for me. My inner eye sees and feels the interconnectedness, the grand mystery, the calling from the distance. There is no turning away from what my soul cannot unsee. To forsake the calling is to forsake the depths of my vitality. In my most recent encounter to try out a new practice, I also asked my contractions, "What do you want me to know?" An image of my 6-year-old self who felt abandoned appeared in my mind. This idea of feeling abandoned as a child is very new to me. It had never occurred to me that I may have felt abandoned as a child. I still have to explore and see what unfolds from this, but to me, this helps me make sense of my longing to feel at home in the universe and my struggle with having faith. I imaginally hugged my younger self and assured him that I love him and that I'll always be here for him. My dear, we will find ourselves in gentle embrace again. Until then. At the conscious level, a part of me is attached to essentially comfort of not wanting to suffer. And another part of me longs for the potential of the true, the good, and the beautiful. One is grasping to the known, and the other is reaching out to the unknown. Perhaps a resolution to this tension is abiding in the meaning of the suffering. Nietzsche acutely points to this, quote, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." End quote. What's my why? When I attempt to synthesize all that I've learned, both propositions and experiences, everything in between and beyond, from the quantum to the cosmos, including the suffering and the terrible, I'm stirred by feelings of something like incredulity, awe, preciousness, reverence, and potentiality. I feel deeply for the potential of the true, the good, and the beautiful that's unfolding from the grand mystery and embodied by humanity. I desire and feel compelled to participate in the process of complexification. In other words, to individuate and contribute in my little way to our greater whole. This might not be our first time around, whether we remember it or not. University of Virginia's Division of Perceptual Studies, since its founding in 1967, has collected over 2,500 cases of children who had memories of or even birthmarks related to their past lives. This is not that surprising if we consider reality as fundamentally interconnected and flowing. Everything flows, and consciousness, whatever this is, doesn't seem to be excluded. Particular forms are temporary, but change is constant. What if we stopped punching ourselves, humanity, in the face by living for all lifetimes rather than just one lifetime? It appears that we can live for all lifetimes by getting in touch with the depths of our vitality and doing what simultaneously differentiates us as an individual and integrates us with humanity and the world. Doing what makes us feel and become alive, purposeful, and embedded. Humanity's progression towards the true, the good, and the beautiful seems to have been impelled by those who have followed the riddles that beckoned to them. The fruits of our understanding, freedom, liberty, justice, peace, and love are owed to our brothers and sisters who were vitalized to embody the true, actualize the good, and realize the beautiful. Truth, goodness, and beauty exist because they are both potentialities of reality and they have been made manifest. Entropy, disorder, or breakdown of complexity is inevitable. Vitality is what transmutes disorder into greater complexity. In my previous video, I talked about how we can arrive at the realization of fundamental interconnectedness by looking into our own origins. By knowing thyself, interconnectedness realizes interconnectedness. This arriving at something both outwardly and inwardly from going inwards seems to be a theme to human life. The outer world is a reflection of the collective inner worlds. As we heal ourselves, the world heals. And as we become alive, the world becomes alive. This quote by Howard Thurman expresses the idea succinctly. Quote, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who've come alive." End quote. Also, this song by Akira the Don that uses vocals by Joseph Campbell is another great expression of the idea. Just for reference, in the song, when they mention the dragon, they're referring to the ego.
Save the world. Save the world. Kill the dragon. Save the world. Kill the dragon. Save the world. Kill the dragon. Save the world.
How do I slay that dragon in me? What's the journey I have to make, you have to make, each of us has to make? You talk about something called the soul's high adventure.
My general formula for my students is follow your bliss. I mean, find where it is. then don't be afraid to follow it. Follow your bliss and find where it is, and don't be afraid. If the work that you're doing is the work that you chose to do because you are enjoying it, that's it. But if you think, oh gee, I couldn't do that, that's your dragon blocking you in. Oh no, I couldn't be a writer. Oh no, I couldn't do what so-and-so is doing.
Unlike the classical heroes, we're not going on our journey to save the world, but to save ourselves.
And in doing that, you save the world. I mean, you do. The influence of a vital person vitalizes. There's no doubt about it. The world is a wasteland. People have the notion of saving the world by shifting it around and changing the rules and so forth. No, any world is a living world if it's alive. And the thing is to bring it to life. And the way to bring it to life is to find in your own case where your life is and be alive yourself, it seems to me. If you have someone who can help you, that's fine too. But ultimately, the last trick has to be done by you. This is killing the dragon. And in doing that, you save the world. Kill the dragon, 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 save the world.
If we respond to what calls us forth, the journey seems to involve us facing and recognizing our own egos and going beyond it, as we engage with the depths of our own mystery and potentiality. In this process, we'll encounter our shadows and stowaways, aspects of ourselves to differentiate and integrate, heal for our complexification or individuation. These include sticky conceptualizations or narratives of ourselves and patterns of behaviors that we've unconsciously adopted and that smother our potency. The process of individuation demands our courage to step into the darkness of uncertainty and surrender our ego, our conceptualizations of ourselves, the world, and reality in becoming the individual who is being called forth. Conceptualizations such as who we are, what we're capable of, what the world is, how reality works, and how we expect our lives to unfold. The journey is an adventure in that the unfolding of our lives is unpredictable and it requires us to lean into the unknown. There isn't a map to explicitly guide us, and we can't follow anyone else's map on the journey of individuation. Ultimately, only you can walk and uncover your individual path, which unfolds in the darkness of the unknown. In navigating the darkness of uncertainty, I imagine that a part of it is similar to the creative process that I've stumbled upon, which is probably a common process that others have also discovered. I begin with a vague but clearly felt impression of what I want to create, and I'm reaching into the dark, grabbing what is nearest and giving it form. A confluence of the known and unknown. Some manifestations fit the initial impression, some don't, some turn out to fit later in the process, and some are good ideas for another creation. As aspects of the creations are manifested from the darkness, the impression gains clarity in form, the reaching becomes honed, and both reciprocally elucidate each other. Mapping this onto the individuation process, we have the felt sense of a calling and manifestations such as interest, activities, skills, events, and relationships that we choose in response to the calling. This iterative process involves a felt sense like a calling or an impression to create something, a chosen manifestation or action as a response to the felt sense, and an abiding in the darkness of uncertainty and potentiality as we navigate our unfolding. Eventually, to an extent, a creation emerges from a self-organizing process, since there was not an explicated and predetermined outcome. It's a process of co-creation with the calling from the distance, at the edge between the known and the unknown, but in the end, the realized potential could not have been explicitly known. This reflects the process of complexification. Right hemisphere's felt sense, left hemisphere's explication and differentiation of felt sense, right hemisphere's integration of felt sense and manifested differentiations, realizing a greater functional whole. The passage on the gift of magic continues, quote, "The tension of the future is unbearable in us. It must break through narrow cracks. It must force new ways. You want to cast off the burden. You want to escape the inescapable. Running away is deception and detour. Shut your eyes so that you do not see the manifold, the outwardly plural, the tearing away, and the tempting. There is only one way, and that is your way. There is only one salvation, and that is your salvation. Why are you looking around for help? Do you believe that help will come from outside? What is to come is created in you and from you. Hence, look into yourself. Do not compare, do not measure. No other way is like yours. All other ways deceive and tempt you. You must fulfill the way that is in you. Oh, that all men and their ways become strange to you. Thus might you find them again within yourself and recognize their ways. But what weakness, what doubt, what fear! You will not bear going your way. You always want to have at least one foot on paths not your own to avoid the great solitude, so that maternal comfort is always with you, so that someone acknowledges you, recognizes you, bestows trust in you, comforts you, encourages you, so that someone pulls you over onto their path where you stray from yourself, and where it is easier for you to set yourself aside, as if you were not yourself. Who should accomplish your deeds? Who should carry your virtues and your vices? You do not come to an end with your life, and the dead will besiege you terribly to live your unlived life. Everything must be fulfilled. Time is of the essence. So why do you want to pile up the lived and let the unlived rot? Great is the power of the way. In it, heaven and hell grow together, and in it, the power of the below and the power of the above unite. The nature of the way is magical, as are supplication and invocation. Malediction and deed are magical if they occur on the great way. Magic is the working of men on men, but your magic action does not affect your neighbor. It affects you first, and only if you withstand it does an invisible effect pass from you to your neighbor. There is more of it in the air than I ever thought." End quote. Are there riddles that have been drawing your attention? Can you feel a calling from the distance? Do you feel your soul reaching out? Time is of the essence, so why do you want to pile up the lived and let the unlived rot? That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope I have conveyed a taste of the mystery that felt sense in your body as excitement, unease, curiosity, or intrigue. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to tickle the algorithm. I hope to see you at the next video. Take care.